We're using the most original team I think we've ever used on this channel. Get ready for it. It's Urshifu single trick room, because that's a concept that no one has ever done. I don't know why, I've never pursued featuring Urshifu. It's been on teams, but I've just never really made it the focus of a video. So we're gonna do that today. We're gonna show off an Urshifu Trick Room team. I feel like I go over in a lot of different content why Urshifu Trick Room is a really good playstyle, and if I'm timing this right, no, actually, I'm not timing this right anymore because I pushed back the second channel content a week. This is a week before, actually, we'll be uploading Urshifu on the second channel. But I guess subscribe to that because there should have been a video that went up yesterday, actually, on the best fire types. We do feature a fire type here, so it's still pretty good plug. Yeah. So if you enjoy though and want to see more content like this, like and subscribe. Let's get into Urshifu and what it does for Trick Room. So Urshifu is a great Trick Room partner because it's a great enabler against a lot of different opposing Trick Room cores. Typically, Trick Room will have some sort of side spam component, and Urshifu is great into it. It's great at creating through most Trick Room setters, forces them to burn a Tera if they want to value getting up Trick Room. Things like Farigiraf and Indeedee especially are really prime candidates for forcing a defensive Tera on, and ultimately forcing the defensive Tera on the Trick Room setter is really good because a lot of Trick Room teams do bank on offensive Teras on things like Ursaluna, Iron Crown, Torkoal, etc. So if you can force the Trick Room setter to have to give up the offensive Tera just to get Trick Room up, you typically are in a good position. And we have our own Trick Room to potentially punish that matchup as well. Meanwhile, for faster teams, Urshifu is really good at beating fast teams. That's one of the things it's most known for. And with the Focus Sash, we can keep it around against Pokemon like Fluttermane, but if we do need to keep it a little bit healthier to avoid just getting brought down immediately in Focus Sash, we still have Tera Poison for that. And overall, this proves to be an incredible component. Moving on, we have an Indeedee female, because Indeedee female proves to be an incredible Trick Room setter for Urshifu teams. With Follow Me, Helping Hand, Trick Room, and Dazzling Gleam, this proves to be one of the best support pieces in current Regulation F format, as it's great to draw in a target, it's great to block priority as long as opposing teams don't have priority clearing, which is nearly a mandatory part of VGC. You need some sort of way to shift priority in your favor or to get rid of it entirely, but it's still nice to force that. It's nice to make opponents have to respect it. Helping Hand is great at boosting damage even further on Urshifu since we don't have an offensive Tera Dark on it, as we opted for the defensive Tera instead, and overall it's just is a really nice support Pokemon, and it should get up Trick Room very easily, especially with Safety Goggles helping us against the Amoonguss matchup that could otherwise just go for Spore. And Tera Fairy, meanwhile, will still help us with our Urshifu matchup better. We do have Iron Crown because this is a side spam team. We're Tera Water. I actually found out that a lot of people are running Tera Water with Tera Blast, and I like the idea a lot actually, because realistically, you're not gonna have many Pokemon that really threaten you in terms of just taking on your dual stab. It's really just things like Incineroar and Metagross, and I guess Heatran too, to be fair. But two of those Tera Water is really helpful for. The third one, it doesn't really matter. It would go for the defensive Tera if it really wanted to take Tera Blast Water, and that is Metagross, of course. And even if Metagross didn't want to take Tera Water, like realistically, any defensive Tera that we could go, that Metagross could go for, we could technically offensive Tera around it. I'm not really too concerned with checking specifically Metagross. Is just a nice splashable move that's not fighting typing, and Water's like an actual good defensive type. We're going to be Proto Special Attack. I just don't want max speed to creep Urshifu as well on this, because we do have a Tailwind aspect, and I figured any non-Scarf Urshifu has to take this. And also, we have Tera Water anyway for Surging Strikes, so we're kind of good in that regard as well. And this overall is just a really good pick here. Moving on, we are a Trick Room team at the core though, so we do have a Torkoal on it. Torkoal is a great Trick Room sweeper, especially for side spam. This is going to be great at clearing through a lot of steel types for the Iron Crown, and again, the one steel type that can take it on is going to be Heatran, which isn't ran that much right now anyway, and if we force it to Tera Grass to take on the Torkoal Iron Crown combination, it's weaker to Expanding Force. So really, the combination of Torkoal and Iron Crown should just blow pack pretty much everything in the format, at least without maybe getting one turn of freedom because they Tera'd correctly. And overall, I mean, this Torkoal is just a great Trick Room sweeper. It's minus speed, 0 IV to have a better Trick Room matchup. Heat Wave and Eruption are amazing. Tera Fire on this is amazing, and that's all you really need to get about Torkoal. Up next, we have Regidrago, because this team has really good checks to both Steels and Fairies. For Fairies, for example, we do have the Iron Crown, and for Steels, we have Torkoal and Urshifu. So I figured Regidrago is a great piece here. I love it on side spam. It's one of my favorite archetypes to run Regidrago on. And with Tera Steel, we can clear through any opposing Fairy in case we need Regidrago to do it. Dragon Energy is great once we clear through the Fairy typing and Steel typings, which there's not a lot of good ones in the format, so typically teams will have one or maybe an additional Tera option on top of that. And then meanwhile, we have Draco Meteor for single target dragon moves, which should hit a little bit harder, especially once we've taken damage. And Earth Power is a great offensive way to clear through steel types. Since we have the great check with Tera Blast Steel for Fairies, we needed the option for Steels as well. Finally, we have Tornadus. We have Tailwind, Bleak Wind, Taunt, and Protect here. Protect is great in case we lead off with, let's say, for example, Indeedee Iron Crown and then go for Tailwind, or even just with Tornadus and Indeedee lead to set up Tailwind for Iron Crown, instead of having Tornadus or Urshifu as a backline for it, or like Tornadus Regidrago as a backline for it. Since Tornadus is not actually immune to Fake Out anyway through Psychic Terrain because it's a flying type, so I want to Protect on this just to be safe. Meanwhile, we have Taunt, Bleak Wind, and Tailwind. They're just 3 really good moves on Tornadus, and I have Mental Herb to get around opposing Prankster Taunt, especially because, again, since we are a flying type, we're not actually immune to Prankster Mons going for a priority taunt into us with the terrain up. So overall, it should be a great option. We're just max speed to tie their Tornadus, and then max HP just to lean into bulk. The rental's going to be on screen here with the paste in the description below as well. And with that said, let's get right into today's battles. All right, we're here today with our next team. You know, this is a very, very creative team. I know you've never seen a team like this before. I promise you guys, new and original team is every day. We're using Urshifu Trick Room because, in case you couldn't tell, Urshifu Trick Room, very new concept. No one ever does Urshifu Trick Room. It's such an underexplored route that I needed to shine a light on it because no one has ever used this in the sake of, well, in the history of competitive Pokemon. I'd bet my channel on it. Cut that out later, Liv. Do not leave that part in there. We're going to, let's see, so they have a very interesting team. It's no speed control, which is nice. I can probably take advantage of this either with Trick Room or Tailwind. I think for game 1, I'm actually going to lead off with Urshifu because I think that this Urshifu will actually match up very well into them. We'll go with Regidrago, and then, actually, I could just go with Regidrago, actually, in hindsight. We'll go with Iron Crown and Indeedee as the backline. I think that should realistically just apply a lot of pressure early on to my opponent. I could also just, actually, better idea. We're going to go with Indeedee and Urshifu on lead. I think that's my best option. Then we'll go with Iron Crown and Regidrago in the back. If they lead off with, depending on what they lead off with, I'm probably just going to switch into Regidrago immediately as long as Fluttermane is not on lead. Because I think that will be a much better position for us overall. Now, they could totally lead off with like a Rillaboom and try and beat me. And I think that's the best case scenario for them. Well, for me, I should say. If they do backline Rillaboom though and they try and switch out, I'm kind of okay with that. Chi-Yu and Blood Moon. So Chi-Yu and Blood Moon is actually very fine. I can target down the Chi-Yu pretty confidently. Unfortunately, I cannot switch super well around this outside of one Pokemon though. And that one Pokemon is, of course, going to be my Regidrago. So we're going to go into Regidrago here because I don't really need Dragon Energy this game. I'd probably click Drago more than anything. And then I'm going to go for a close combat right into that Ursaluna. If my opponent is Scarf Chi-Yu, then this is not great for me, and I kind of hope that they bring in their Rillaboom, but like that's fine. We'll play around it if we need to. Ursaluna is going to withdraw here. Okay. This might be a choke. If they're Scarf or Urshifu and they bring in Rillaboom, that's actually a pretty bad play for them because I can now Sucker Punch them pretty confidently. Thankfully, though, they are going to reset my terrain. This does give me some advantages, of course. They're going to also go for Tera. Now, Tera is also interesting, especially if they're Scarf Chi-Yu. I'm anticipating because they Tera that they're not Scarf Chi-Yu. They're going to go for Tera Fairy. Okay, Tera Fairy is actually really good. I do fuck with Tera Fairy. This does mean I have to go for Tera on my Regidrago because I need to Tera Blast steal that thing really quickly. Thankfully, though, they're not Scarf. We know that for a fact. Definitively, they're not Scarf. That is good for me. They're going to go for Tera Blast. What the fuck? Don't target my Indeedee. Oh, thank God they did not target my Indeedee. Okay, perfect. This is great, actually. Urshifu is going to get brought down to 1 health. That's a clever set. Honestly, Tera Fairy, I fuck with it in this current opponent. It's actually a really good bring. With all the dragons going around, Chi-Yu is not as easily able to click its Fire Stab. And that's a pretty good way to click it still. So, they're also going to be Leftovers Rillaboom, which is also pretty interesting. I feel like we don't see that enough. But Leftovers Rillaboom is kind of cool. We're going to go for Tera Blast, and I'm going to go for that right into the Chi-Yu. If they go for a Fake Out here, that's fine. I think they'll target the Urshifu though just to kill it. And then I can just target the Chi-Yu. Even if they do just go for the Fake Out into my Regidrago, I doubt it's with Heat Wave. If they really Fake Out in Heat Wave, good play. Maybe they're safety goggles and I just didn't see out for it. But typically Chi-Yu don't run Tera Blast unless they're choiced. And this one seems to be Specs just because it's slower than my Urshifu. And again, Chi-Yu don't usually run Tera Blast on their choice sets. Well, choice sets, because they'll usually go with Heat Wave, single target fire move, Tera Blast, and then single target fire move, dual target fire move, and then like Tera Blast and Dark Pulse is usually the set when they run it. But this is good to know. So they do go for Tera Blast into my Regidrago. That was a good prediction by my opponent. I am going to just proceed to Sucker Punch the Rillaboom, get my damage off that I can. It's not going to really, my Urshifu's not really going to preserve into the late game, which I'm fine with. But I can at least try and get some good damage off in the Rillaboom in the meantime. I'm going to Tera Blast into that Chi-Yu in the meantime, because I think that just taking that out is a big deal. If they swap, that's fine. I don't really value predicting around the Rillaboom staying in meanwhile, and we can break potential Sash on their Urshifu, which is good. They're going to be Rapid Strike, which is fine. Rillaboom is also nearly dead, which is good for us. And they'll Grassy Glide my Urshifu. Okay. Meanwhile, I can now bring in my... I can bring in my Iron Crown, actually, and just go into Indeedee hard and go for an Expanding Force here. Because we've now... If they're Sash Urshifu, we've broken that. We'll find out if they're choiced as well, which is good information. Yeah, like there's a lot of things I actually do get out of that. I can also reset my choice lock, which is decent, because I could potentially click Draco Meteor in the late game, depending on their last mon. I might also just end up clicking Tera Blast Steel with this, in all honesty, depending on their last mon. But either way, though, I do go into Iron Crown here. Iron Crown should be pretty good. I do need to double check what are we boosting on this? Are we boosting special attack or speed? We're gonna be boosting special attack. Okay, special attack is fine. I don't think they're Scarf Urshifu, for the record. Actually, maybe they are. They're not Scarf Chiyu. They might actually genuinely be Scarf Urshifu. We're gonna go for Expanding Force either way, because they can't really stop the Expanding Force from going off with this sequence of plays. And realistically, just claiming 2 is gonna be pretty nice. I don't know if Urshifu is gonna kill us if it's Scarfed. If they do, then I mean, I don't really have a better play because they're seeking the kill if they're gonna go for that. I can't really stop it. They're gonna switch out of Rillaboom. That's fine. What are they going to go into? Because it's 2 mons that have to take a special attack boosting Expanding Force here. They'll reset the terrain, which I'm okay with that, because I can potentially reset the terrain if I need to, or honestly, I could even just... Okay, yeah, so they're not Scarf Urshifu, thankfully. So Urshifu and Chiyu are going to take a ton of damage from this. The Urshifu... the Rillaboom is definitely going to come in here. That is for certain, but I can potentially just take advantage of this and then go for a Protect here on my Iron Crown, and then meanwhile I could also just go for so there are a few options I can go for, actually. I think I'm gonna go for a Dazzling Gleam here, and then I'm gonna go for a Protect. I doubt that they seek the kill on Indeedee this turn. I feel like that they're gonna try and kill my Iron Crown, because then Indeedee can kind of just coexist and be fine. So I'm gonna go for the Gleam. I think that they're gonna try and fake out, yep, Iron Crown. Okay, perfect. They're probably gonna go for Heat Wave though, so Indeedee will still take a ton of damage from this, but if they click anything else, I'm okay with that. Yeah, they click Heat Wave. Heat Wave is a fair click. That's a very good click for them. But I can still take advantage of this. I would rather just get the damage off onto them because I'm not switching in well with my Regidrago. And perfect, okay. So Chiyu is dead. Rillaboom is basically dead. I can switch out into Regidrago now very safely. I could also honestly just keep it in my Iron Crown and Indeedee, and then just go for like a Follow Me, actually. That might be better, because I can then draw in any Rillaboom attack. And also, more importantly, I could draw in any Ursaluna attack. Actually, no, Rillaboom definitely just kills. I am still fine with that. I'm still very fine with that, in all honesty, because I can just go for Tachyon into the Ursaluna. Am I? No, I'm not actually fine with that. I would rather Helping Hand boost, and then go for... Nope, never mind. I realized where that goes wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, I do need to go for the Follow Me here. Indeedee might still die. I'm actually going to go for a Dazzling Gleam this turn. I think Dazzling Gleam might be my better play, and then going to Regidrago here. The logic being is that I think... So either way, Rillaboom is going to take me out, unfortunately. Rillaboom will take me out on the Indeedee spot. I think, though... Nope, never mind. I do need to go into Regidrago here. And then I need to go for a Tachyon Cutter into the Rillaboom. Final answer. Because either way, either I can take out the Rillaboom, guaranteed. Because Tachyon Cutter will attack that, and that will get off a good hit, because Rillaboom cannot kill me before I kill it. They're going to glide, that's fine. Regidrago is still alive, and I could potentially go for Follow Me plus Draco Meteor. And I think that's my safe play. Follow Me and Draco Meteor is my safe play. If they're going to Hyper Voice, it's fine. If they're going to Earth Power, that's fine. I don't really care what they go for. But Regidrago will definitely take whatever hit besides Earth Power, and I'm okay with that. They're gonna kill my Iron Crown, so be it. I'm kind of curious about what item they are. If they're Life Orb, this is very winnable. They are Life Orb, okay, this is very winnable. Yeah, okay, so my play is to then just draw in the attacks with Indeedee. If they're gonna click Hyper Voice, it will not kill. So I can Follow Me and then go for the Follow Me plus Draco Meteor, and then I can Draco Meteor twice. I think it's a little bit better in case if I miss as well, especially, that's pretty good. And then, yeah, I can just go for 2 Dracos. Actually, how much damage does Tera Blast Steel do, out of curiosity? So, Ursaluna... I'm gonna calc for, like, the Life Orb spread. Oh, sorry. Ursaluna Blood Moon. So we're gonna calc for that. So that should be around here, and then it's like 108 is typically what they go with. Versus Regidrago. Okay. Choice Scarf, Tera Blast, Steel. Okay, nope, I need to click Draco, and then I need to click Follow Me. Okay, that should be fine though. Ursaluna thankfully will not kill us with Life Orb. That does not do enough damage, thankfully. Even with Max, it does not do enough damage. And also, Draco Meteor just kills anyway. Okay, good to know. Draco Meteor is just a really strong fucking move. But technically speaking, depending on how Spidef invested they were, that might not have actually killed. They definitely were not Spidef, like they weren't the spread that I usually run on the channel, which is like the 209 HP and then the rest into Spidef and special attack bump. That they were not running that spread because that actually guaranteed would not have died there. So they were definitely going for oh wait, never mind, we're modest. I forgot we're modest. We're modest, right? No, we're timid actually. So yeah, they guaranteed didn't die. So they weren't running the spread that I personally really like, which is fine. That's good for us. But yeah, so really just try to fish for damage rolls. We'll take it though. We'll see you guys in game number 2. All right, for game number 2, we're taking on Gmol actually. It's not often you see Gmol on like a team that actually looks competent because this is like easily Rapid Fu Gmol. It might also be Dark Spam too. Dark Spam could be good for like opposing side spam matchup, and also realistically the Psychics will just be very good at clearing through opposing fighting, so it could be Dark Spam. Dark Spam wouldn't be the worst. I mean, Gmol and Urshifu have very different counterplay, and they help a lot with each other's counterplay. That would be interesting, actually. That might be a team in the future. I feel like that's a team in the future. Like unironically, it would be like a team like this because it has very good counterplay to a lot of things that Dark Spam would hate. Iron Crown is great at mauling through fairies. Entei is also just a good fairy check. Yeah, you know what? I fuck with the team. I fuck with the team. Really, whatever Urshifu is, I fuck with the team. They're both going to be very good on this team. My lead is definitely going to be Urshifu Regidrago, though. Against teams like this with very high damage impact, my lead is always Urshifu Regidrago. I definitely want to go with Indeedee in the back. I feel like Indeedee in the back is pretty good because Indeedee in the back just kind of opens up the potential for one for Trick Room because I think that Torkoal is a decent win con here. But also, two, it's really good for just blocking out things like Entei and Urshifu from getting priority hits if I need to. So I'm kind of okay with that. I don't know if I'm going to go for Trick Room necessarily, by the way. I might just go for like Torkoal plus Follow Me shenanigans, and that might be enough, especially depending on like what point in the battle I go for it. But I do think that objectively speaking, Trick Room could be a nice endgame, especially if I can get to a situation where like their Blood Moon is dead, or where I just don't have to fight Blood Moon at the moment. They're going to go for Gmol and Entei though. This is pretty much the lead I was expecting. I can honestly just go for a Wicked Blow here. Actually, no, my play is actually just to go into Indeedee and then go for the Dragon Energy here. Because Dragon Energy will just hit both Pokemon really well. Even if they're like AV Entei going for Snarl, that's fine, they have to take this hit first. They're not going to be Scarf Entei on this team, and if they are, it's Scarf Eruption, which will not deal a lot of damage to my Regidrago, even despite the fact that Entei's at full. So I'm okay with that. They might be the Scarf Entei set. I know that is like kind of a thing on like more best of one teams where they go in like Scarf Eruption, just because Entei has still a respectable fire special attack, and you have to prep for physical really heavily. They are going to go for E-Speed. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're trying to get out of Dragon Energy. This is great. One of those things where they can never disregard the dual offense that this lead provides me, thankfully. So we're okay with that. Gmol will get a Berserk up. If they're going to go for Fire Wrath, that is going to hurt, like, really badly, but I'm kind of okay with that. This Entei does also seem to be very bulky. I'm inclined to guess that it's AV, but I'm not too sure. We'll find out on this turn. I don't think that AV Entei would have led. I don't think a Bandit Entei would have led with this, though. We're going to go for Trick Room here, actually. I think Tera Fairy Trick Room might unironically be my play. Do I think... So we'll take the Gmol hit very confidently. The question is, do we think we'll take the Entei hit? I feel like it's still pretty likely. I'm going to go for Trick Room. And then I think I'll click Dragon Energy and just let Regidrago go down. It kind of did its job. And realistically, I mean, they're going to go for Fire Wrath. I don't have a great switch into that. And if they go for like Fire Wrath plus like Stomping Tantrum or Sacred Fire, that does kind of fuck me over if I switch way more than it would if I stay in. And even if I do have to take a combination of hits, honestly, Regidrago will still get enough damage off to where like a Gleam plus Dragon Energy next turn will be good. So I'm kind of okay with that. Tera Fairy though, oh, they're going to go for Sacred Fire. Okay. Well, that's fine because we can now take the Fire Wrath and we can get our Trick Room up. So that gets us back to the speed advantage. So we're okay with that. We're going to get off two very nice attacks with the 2 Dragon Energies in a row. So I just need to... We got a crit too. Crit is crazy. Can we maybe crit them back? Nope. Okay, unfortunate. Oh, we do crit them back. Okay, I'll take that. And then Indeedee gets up Trick Room. Thank fuck. I can't lie, I was very concerned with the fact that I thought we were gonna get parried. Not parried, flinched there, which would have been terrible. Okay, so my play is just to let both these go down to Gmolt. We are gonna go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Actually, I'm gonna go for a Follow Me here, and just let my Indeedee take the hit, and then I'm gonna go for a Dragon Energy. I think Gmolt might protect around, like, yep, it's gonna protect around Gleam, which I'm okay with that. My goal is just to get Torkoal in the field very quickly, though, because the Entei definitely cannot protect, and that is very huge for me. So Torkoal is going to come in, and it's going to deal some immense damage with the Eruption. I don't know why I was thinking of Fire move, but with Eruption. It's going to deal immense damage with Eruption, and Entei has taken enough at this point to where I should be fine. They're going to Sacred Fire, perfect, okay. So, yeah, I can bring in the Torkoal now, and then I could probably switch out my Regidrago into the Urshifu. Reason being for that is mostly in case of, I don't think that Entei is just gonna let my Torkoal be healthy, and I'm kind of okay with that, because I can kill the Gmolt at least. Gmolt doesn't really get a good protect turn. And then I can bring in my Urshifu meanwhile, which will put up some very good positioning, especially with the Psychic Terrain, I believe, ending next turn. Nope, so Psychic Terrain ends in 2 turns, Tailwind ends in 1 turn though, and I'm still kind of fine with that. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Eruption though. Eruption is just a very free click move here. Molt will get punished for it, and that is great. That's the mana need gone. Even if Entei gets a Snarl up or like a Stomping Tantrum up, I'm kind of okay with that, because this positioning will just be better. And then I can go for Detect on Urshifu, and then on the following turn, just Sucker Punch. So Eruption's gonna go off. I think Entei will survive again. I'm pretty sure it's 80. Yep, okay. That is definitely some sort of like bulky Entei, which I'm fine with that. Gmolt does die though, that's their speed control gone. That's also just a really annoying Pokemon for my team gone, so I'm okay with that. They are gonna Tantrum, that's fine. Regidrago now gets another turn where it can be free later on. And then meanwhile, I can go for just another, I can go for a Heat Wave, honestly, will probably be my play. Like a Heat Wave plus a Wicked Blow will be really good. I could also just Earth Power into Entei depending on what comes in. Because if it's something like, I think yeah, they have Iron Crown, okay, perfect. So their Iron Crown, if it's speed boosting especially, this will be a very good turn for me. So they're gonna go for Boost Energy, Special Attack, okay. So I do need to target the Iron Crown, unfortunately, but that's fine. We'll go for a Heat Wave here. Heat Wave will still deal a lot to Entei, and then I go for a Wicked Blow here into the Iron Crown. If they're slower than my Urshifu, so be it, but they need to go for Tachyon or dual target my Urshifu, and I'm kind of okay with either one. They did do a good job at banking off of my own Psychic Terrain proccing, so that will be good for them for later on if I cannot kill them now. So I'm going to kind of hope that I can just punish the Iron Crown as quickly as possible. I'm assuming that they're going to Tera. Now, if they're Tera Fairy, this kind of sucks because I don't have a great out to that, and they might just win the match. But if they're not Tera Fairy, though, I do actually feel pretty confident that we can win the match here with this specific turn. But it's going to kind of depend on who the Entei targeted, because they could definitely go for like an Expanding Force. No, they're Tera Water. Okay, Tera Water is still fine. I think I can get enough damage off on them anyway to be okay, because I can Sucker Punch in the following turn. They're not going to get a lot of Expanding Force turns, thankfully. Entei is going to drop. Iron Crown will still have to take a good amount of damage. And it's either going to go for the kill into Urshifu or the kill into Torkoal. It cannot do both. So we're kind of looking good. I'm just hoping they don't go for Tachyon. They are going to go for Tachyon. Okay. Oh, so that might not kill. Urshifu the GOAT? Hold on. Urshifu the GOAT? Let's go. Holy shit, Urshifu, you go? What the fuck? Okay, and the burn's gonna be a huge deal. For what it's worth, I could have potentially went for like an Earth Power plus a Wicked Blow combination into that, just to avoid any sort of potential protection shenanigans. But the burn definitely did speed that up. It helped with a lot of mind games here. I will take that. I will definitely take that. That is huge. That is super fucking huge. Okay. Urshifu the GOAT, though. Holy fuck. Okay. So, how many turns to Trick Room? 1 turn to Trick Room. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just go for a Heat Wave here. Let me actually double check really quickly. I have the time. Torkoal at 107 health. Going for Eruption. Eruption will do slightly less. But Eruption also can't miss, and that's kind of fine. I'm kind of fine with that. We're going to go for Eruption here. It's such a negligible difference in damage, and I'll go for Detect meanwhile, just to preserve health. And then I can potentially, I mean, even if they kill my Torkoal, I'm kind of okay with that. Eruption will still deal real damage to Urshifu. That's going to probably be about half, yeah, over half. I forgot, yeah, I'm looking at the calc for single target. This makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah, this is okay. Because I can now stall enough to where they should, so they're gonna be Throat Spray. Throat Spray is whatever, I don't really care about Throat Spray, in all honesty. So Twisted Dimensions return normal. Perfect. Okay. So I can now just go for Sucker Punch and then Earth Power this on the following turn, which is huge. They'll still have to, unfortunately, lose the match to me. So we get a nice 2-0 with Urshifu. You know, something that no one has ever done before. Go 2-0 with Urshifu. They're going to disconnect. What a fucking joke. What a joke. Okay, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did want to see more content like this, of course, like and subscribe for more. Shout out to our current channel members for just a couple dollars a month. You get some nice bonus content on the channel. The member video for February will go up right after I get back from vacation, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I think this video goes up like a couple days before then. Let's see. So I'm looking at the calendar. This should be the 18th. So yeah, and probably the Sunday after I get back. So this upcoming Sunday. Yeah, quite literally a week from today then, looking at the calendar, because the 18th is a Sunday. So yeah, a week from today, you get a nice members video. So currently our channel members are Zeke, Mia, Rao Sakura, Obo, Endless Gadgets, Josh like Ultra Player, and Incog M. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video, which tomorrow's video looks like it's going to be, oh, we get a fun one tomorrow. Shout outs to Kurt for more suffering. Not as bad as Maractus. I do like this Pokemon a lot, at least. We get Funnymon Cloth. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.